Ramadan Mubarak to one and all. We have just seen the first weekend of Ramadan after Ramadan was called midweek last week. We're into week two of the holy month of Ramadan, and it comes at a time of year when hotels are full. We've just seen the half term, the February half term for a number of schools over in Europe. We are seeing a record numbers of tourists here in the region. Hotels are reporting good numbers as well. Plus, of course, we've got Lent just around the corner as people build up towards the Easter celebrations. So, an interesting time of year to host Ramadan. And how are some of the largest organisations dealing with it? Well, they don't get much larger than Jumeirah Group. It's hosting Ramadan dining experiences across multiple Dubai properties as the hospitality sector targets peak seasonal dining demand. One man who's all too aware of that is the GM of Jumeirah Emirates Towers, Madinat, Jumeirah Conference and Events and Jumeirah Hospitality. As I said, he's got his work cut out this time of year. In fact, all times of the year. Andy Cuthbert in studio and braces out, as I've just seen as well. Much by public demand, the braces are on show. Good morning to you, Andy.
Good morning, Tom and Randy. Ramadan Kareem.
Ramadan Kareem to you. And let's just start with that, the sort of overview, if we like, before we get on to some of the things that you guys are offering. An interesting time of year. We knew about it. We've known about it for generations. In fact, as long as Ramadan's been celebrated the world over, so for hundreds and hundreds of years. Obviously, Ramadan moves forward a couple of days, about 10 days each and every year. Now sort of coinciding with this busiest time of year. Does that put extra pressure on those providing Ramadan offerings?
I think what we need to look at, Tom, is, as you said, it moves, and we know it moves. Yeah. So we're nearly back to where we were back in the late 90s, where it was straddling the festive time, which is going to be in 4 or 5 years. So it puts extra pressure on the businesses to come to us early, to do their pre-business. We just came out of off the back of the World Government Summits, and so that was finished, and then we straight away started to build our Ramadan venues. And of course, we entered Ramadan midweek last week, but it's straddling 2 months, which is also a bit of a benefit and a bit of a bonus, because you get that busy crunch at the beginning, then you have your Ramadan bit, but at the back end of March, we can then pick up what we think we're going to miss out on because it moves. But as it moves, you just got to plan.
Planning is something that is part of your DNA. You've got a brilliant team that works with you across the variety of the different the venues that I mentioned there. And look, not your first rodeo, been there, done that. But when it falls at this time of year, obviously you've got full properties as well. Is there a sort of education process with tourists coming in as to what to expect during Ramadan?
I think we're very lucky with the foresight of the government.
Yeah.
What we've seen over the last 7 years is a complete shift of what we look at Ramadan, how we want to do the business of Ramadan. If you're in the malls on the weekend, everything's business as usual. Yep. So I think that's a great plan from the government that helps us all in the city, not just to think that we shut down like 25 years ago and we all go for a sleep for 30 days. No. This is a time of year that they anticipated would be busy, alluding to your half-term comments, but also it's the prime business months. Yeah. The weather's perfect and everyone wants to come. And as we see, hotels at 80% plus, middle of Ramadan, you can't really, say that's a dent in the business.
Talking of the sort of offerings as well, and if you're offering Ramadan now at a cooler time of year, has that sort of changed your approach? I mean, does Ramadan ever go al fresco, or has it always been the Ramadan tent approach?
We're very lucky in Jumeirah because of what we have as a portfolio of hotels, both city and beachfront. So the Majlis for us is this place to connect the culture, and that's most important for us. And as this time of year really proves to us who we are as Jumeirah, Arabian hospitality, being Jumeirah hospitality, we need to then adapt accordingly to our clients, our Emirati clients, our tourists, our residents from across the 200 nationalities. So we've been lucky enough to be able to bespoke build several of our larger venues, but also little niche ones. They've just done a beautiful little pop-up on the beach of Al Naseem, which is just for 20 people.
Nice.
Majlis under the stars. The balloons at Al Qaza. So these little small ones are doing very well. all outdoors. Now, the fog and the mist didn't really help last night for some of our outdoor ones. Things get a bit, oops, put the towels on the chairs. Yeah, but then the larger ones. So 3 years ago, we took a decision in Madinat to build the Majlis Garden out on the Fort Island. That was a risk because rain, wind, mist. But this year, it's proving itself to be a great venue for different types of clientele as well, and that's the other thing with Jumeirah. We offer such a variety. We have the Majlis up between the towers in Emirates Towers, and then we have our Majlis at Madinat, which has been going since 2011. Still that very much bespoke built, beautiful venue, offers everything from a buffet and iftar to your a la carte during your suhoor period. Business-wise and family-wise, we saw a lot of families come in over the weekend, which was great. So Sunday was our first big family day. And then, of course, the Jumeirah Beach Hotel with its offerings, and then Al Diwan at Burj Al Arab. So a big spread.
Times were, Randy, that, back in the day, I used to get iftar invites. More recently, I've got a lot more suhoor invites as well. From a sort of corporate point of view, and I know that you've got a number coming through your properties as well. Is there a sort of split between the two, or are we seeing a trend this year?
I think that we see that in the suhoor. Mm-hmm. There's more group business in suhoor, but there's also such a great big offering in the city this year. I think there's at least 60 to 80 of big venues, price point different, of course, location different. Everyone talks about the T word. So is the T word not so good for iftar, but better for suhoor? Mm-hmm. Maybe that's part of the shift as well. A lot of companies, they do a smaller one, so more networking, giving that real Majlis feel to their offering as well. So they invite 40 people or 50 people instead of 600, so that people can really communicate and be together. And the suhoor period is that time to really come together, relax a little bit after the breaking of the fast, and then a little bit of extended dining. So instead of coming in at iftar, wrapping it all up within 2 hours, suhoor gives you that opportunity to sit from 9:30 to 2 in the morning if you really want to, or 3 if you don't want to go home.
Things looking seriously busy at the moment, but as you mentioned at the beginning, look, we know how things work out here, and whilst you've put everything in place for Ramadan, and obviously the Eid that'll come straight after Ramadan, already you guys will be planning post-Ramadan into the summer period as well. Numbers looking good across the board?
As I said, February, March, Ramadan straddles the month, so that's a bit of a difference when we look at February to this year to last year. A little bit wibbly. No, because you've got to look at what we did in the first 16 days and what we're going to do. So we'll pick everything up at the end of March as well, because business will just come back in. We've got Art to Buy coming back again for, I think it's the 20th anniversary this year. So that helps us not just have the crunch of Ramadan, oh my goodness, everything's gone pear-shaped. No, we've got this straddling, but also when you compare your numbers, it sort of throws you a little bit, but we're looking very, very, very healthy all the way through.
Well, you're looking very healthy as well.
Thank you very much,
That's
sir.
all I can say. You're looking absolutely fresh as a daisy, which is good to see, because you've got another busy week as we get ready for it, just a bit for it. Andy Cuthbert, the man that never stops there. He's the GM at Jumeirah Emirates Towers, Madinat Jumeirah Conference and Events, and Jumeirah Hospitality, a man that wears many hats, but above all else, a beautiful pair of braces.